Hiya, my name is Madison Rolls, and I am the Student Services Director for API Scotland programs. And I'm here to talk to you today about why you should choose to spend your summer in Stirling with us. So, for starters, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about API and what we do, and then we will get into the heart of the Stirling program for you. For starters, API's mission puts students at the heart of all that we do. We encourage students of all ages to embark on experiential education journeys that enrich their lives and communities later on, helping every student, college, and company to achieve their goals, whatever those goals may be. We have a couple of numbers that help to represent us as a company best. So for starters, we were founded in 1997 by a group of 4 women who were moms at the time. And in being moms, they sought to make sure that our programs were safe, affordable, and learning-centric. In order to do this, they put a huge emphasis on pre-departure preparation and strong on-site support services as well. We currently host programs in 25 countries across Europe, Latin America, Asia Pacific, and North America. And across these 25 countries, we have a representation of over 60 diverse and interesting cities for you to choose from. This helps to ensure that our students can find programs in any part of the world where they wish to travel and learn. In 25 years of being in business, API has helped over 50,000 students go on enriching study abroad programs, and we hope that you can join these numbers soon. So let's get into why you're here and talk about API in Scotland. Scotland is such a wonderful country. I, if you cannot tell, am American and actually studied abroad here during my undergraduate experience, and I had such a great time that I decided to come back and make this my permanent home. So I cannot speak highly enough about Scotland. We have a rich history, a charming culture, inspired architecture, and breathtaking landscapes for you to take in while you're here. But most importantly, I think the people here are so incredibly friendly and welcoming that it will make your experience all the better. So, if that didn't sell you enough, let's talk about why Scotland. From the richness of our landscapes to the flair of the cities and all the warmth and spirited experiences found in between, even a single day in Scotland offers numerous reasons that justify it as a consistently excellent destination choice. Scotland is becoming increasingly more popular for tourists and students alike, and we've seen a huge boom in visitors over the last decade. A couple of quick facts about Scotland. For starters, we have a population of 5.4 million people, which may sound like a lot, but in comparison, it is only around 60% of the City of London's population in the whole country of Scotland. So we are quite tiny, but still mighty. Our national animal is the mythological unicorn. We are the only country in the world that has a mythological animal as our national animal, and you can find out a little bit more about why that is if you choose to join us here. Geographically speaking, we have over 790 offshore islands, 282 Munros, which are mountains over 3,000 feet, and over 30,000 freshwater lochs, which is the Gaelic for lake. We are also home to the UK's tallest mountain, which is Ben Nevis at 4,413 feet. And for the hikers among you, it is a great hike with spectacular views if the sky is clear that day. So let's get into why Stirling. For starters, it is such a great location. It's centrally located between Edinburgh and Glasgow, with train connections throughout Scotland and an easy access to the Highlands as well. It's a small city with a big history that's full of historic attractions, spectacular scenery, and it's multicultural and diverse because it is a young, student-centered city. Like I said before, Stirling is a wee city with a big history and punches well above its weight for historic attractions, but it also has lots of shopping, dining, and exciting events. It's a very walkable city, and you can get almost everywhere you need to go within 20 minutes walk. And the student population and direct proximity to many of Scotland's popular destinations makes it the ideal choice for international students looking to venture abroad in a really safe and secure setting. So, like I said, Stirling is connected really well to Glasgow and Edinburgh by train. You can get to each in about 45 minutes, and it's super easy. But we're also connected to Aberdeen, Dundee, Inverness, and places as far as London if you wanted to travel down south, as well as the Highlands if you wanted to hop in a car and go explore. Stirling has entered itself in the race to become the UK's next City of Culture in 2025, and as such, they're set to step up events, festivals, and initiatives over the next 2-year period. So we should really see a boom in arts and entertainment offerings within the city and the wider surroundings over the course of the next couple of months. Stirling has a very rich history. It was an important historical site as early as the Middle Ages, and the Burgh of Stirling was visited, for example, by William Wallace and Robert the Bruce, which you might know if you've ever seen Braveheart. Finally, Stirling is home to the University of Stirling, which is where you'll be attending during your summer school, and it's a leading research institution and the home of Innovation Park. Within Stirling itself, you'll find a range of museums, galleries, events, and activities, and a really strong sporting culture as well, especially with regard to swimming and biking. Stirling is considered to be one of the safest cities in the UK, and it is very easy to navigate, with most central locations in walking distance, as I mentioned before. Scotland itself is incredibly multicultural and diverse. There are more than 170 languages spoken here, with 4 national languages that include English, Scots, Scottish Gaelic, and British Sign Language. Same-sex marriage is legal here in the UK, and we have many campaigns focusing on things like mental health, widening participation in higher education, and transgender awareness. Students enrolled at British universities have access to the National Union of Students for even more support and resources should you need that while you're here, and we can help to connect you with any more support services that you might need. Let's talk about the University of Stirling specifically. For starters, Stirling is Scotland's University for Sporting Excellence. It's the UK's Sports University of the Year, and Stirling prides itself on offering programs for the development of students' mental and physical well-being. We've had 2 gold medal winners in swimming in the 2020 Olympic Games, 1 female and 1 male, and 20 athletes who recently competed at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games. The University of Stirling has also earned 5 stars in the QS University rankings for 2021 for the subjects of teaching, employability, research, internationalization, facilities, and inclusiveness. They emphasize small class sizes to help promote learning, and so the student-to-faculty ratio is really small. The university is considered to be clean, green, small, and safe, having a 330-acre campus full of green spaces that you can take advantage of during the warmer months, and it's rated the safest student city in the UK, so you should feel really safe and secure while you're here. Our graduates are work-ready and highly employable. 94% of students are employed or in further education after 15 months after graduation. And finally, it is a very inclusive and multicultural university with 30% of students coming from outside of the country, representing 120 different overseas countries. While you're here in Stirling, you'll be housed at our Juniper Court housing accommodations. At Juniper Court, you'll have a single ensuite room within a shared flat, and each shared flat has its own kitchen and living space that you'll share with a group of other students. Juniper Court is located on campus and only about a 5-minute walk to the central atrium and hub, which is in the center of campus. And it's a short bus ride into central Stirling. You can see on the map here where Juniper Court is, and if you just walk across the loch, you'll get to the university's central library. You're also very proximal to a lot of green spaces if you wanted to go outside and take in the warmth during the summer. In terms of housing, like I said, you'll have a shared kitchen and an ensuite shower room. You'll also have access to laundry facilities, free Wi-Fi, accessible rooms should you need them, and a secure entryway that'll be accessed by card. You can see a couple of pictures here of the facilities, which are quite new and very modern, but I'll take you on a virtual tour now. So you can see the kitchen facilities here, which, like I said, are very modern and bright and full of light. This is also going to be part of your social space and will come equipped with an electric heater, a fridge, freezer, microwave, and inside the bedrooms, you'll have a twin bed and access to your own personal ensuite bathroom, which will include a shower, a toilet, and that's it. So, to move on, let's talk about events and activities in Stirling. As part of the university, you'll have access to student union events and academic and social clubs, and outside of the university, you'll find that Stirling offers an array of comedy, music, and theater shows, sporting events and activities like escape rooms, scavenger hunts, ghost walks, what have you. And then the Highland Games come to Stirling every summer, which is a really exciting time to be there. In terms of API's cultural events specifically, we're going to take you around the city and around Scotland more broadly. We'll take you on walking tours, we'll do visits to historical sites like castles, abbeys, battle sites, etc. We'll participate in cultural shows and local events, or go on local hikes if the weather is nice. And we'll also offer you the chance to visit local cities like Edinburgh or Glasgow and to try local Scottish delicacies like fish and chips and haggis, which is not as bad as it sounds. In terms of why you should choose to study with us here at API, we offer you immense amount of support while you're here and before departing. We will ensure that you have a safe and fun experience while you're here, and we are very friendly and approachable and able to be contacted at all times during your program. API offers a variety of services to make sure that your experience here is smooth and easy. We offer a platform called API Connect, which is our online portal to contact us and be involved with API. We will also provide you an on-site orientation when you arrive to help you transition into living in a new country. We can conduct housing visits should you need, or meet up for a coffee if you have something that you want to talk about. And we'll also organize weekly activities as well as excursions and events like the ones that I mentioned before. We can provide recommendations for things like where to eat, or something even as simple as where to get your hair cut, because I know that can be confusing while you're abroad. We can provide emergency loans and medical assistance should you need it, and we can be contacted 24/7 via phone, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever you might need in terms of support. Just to give you a rough overview of what orientation will look like when you arrive here in Scotland, we at API will pick you up from the airport and transport you to your housing, where we will get you checked in and drop off all of your things. We'll then meet up again to go over a safety orientation, which will detail the emergency plan, as well as rules and regulations and general advice for your first 24 hours here. And then we'll get you set up with something to eat so that you're not hungry on your first night. On day 2, we'll do a second orientation that involves more academic information, travel information, and guidelines on living in Stirling. We'll provide you the events and excursions itinerary, go for a cultural event like a small hike or a visit to Stirling Castle, and then we'll sit down for a welcome meal where we can all get to know each other better. In terms of API staff that are here to help you during and before your program, we have Kelly Kennedy, who is our Scotland Program Manager pre-departure and who you'll speak to before arriving on the ground in Scotland. And then you have myself, our Student Services Director, on site here in Scotland. Like I said, you'll be able to contact me at any point that you might need, and I'm here for any assistance that you could think of. And that's everything. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Kelly or myself, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you here in Stirling.